Hello, welcome. I'm Anya. I am a cosplayer, which is why I was gesturing over here. This is one of my costumes that I've made. So I am a cosplayer, I am a TTRPG player, I am a GM, DM, and I also write TTRPGs now, so... Anyway, today I am going to be playing Ebb Tide, which you can see its lovely graphic over here. It is a solo GMless TTRPG. I have never played a solo RPG before, so that's really exciting. And I adore psychological thrillers and things like that, which is actually kind of like the general theme of this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the first 4 pages, which are kind of the instructions with you, and then I have a camera that I struggled with pre-stream over my setup here so that you can see everything. Now, one of the important things to know is that while I read all of the instructions in advance, I did not read what the cards do. And so there aren't any warnings about body horror or anything like that, but it does say violence. So if there's a card that relates to violence, like extreme body horror or anything like that, I don't think there will be. I will be skipping it because that is not my jam. I don't like actual horror, I don't like gore, things like that. So I will skip anything that relates to that. But anyway, yes, welcome, welcome. I'm excited to stream this for you all. So let's get started on this. Now, the first page. A sweepstakes you didn't remember entering. An all-expenses-paid cruise across the Pacific. A gala dinner somewhere out in the middle of the ocean. Discomfort. Pain. Passing out to the sound of chanting echoing down the passageway. Now you have awakened to find the bodies of your fellow passengers lying amongst those of the crew, all dead, all sacrificed to awaken something. I love the font change. Something from the dark depths of the ocean, something that makes the ship groan and creak as it stirs. Something that you will need to find a way to stop before it's too late. You're probably already dead. The question is, can you make your death have any meaning? And that is the start of the RPG. Okay, so let's get into the rules and information. So, Ebb Tide is a solo GMless journaling game in which you will document your time as the sole survivor of a mass sacrifice designed to awaken something from the depths of the ocean. Your attempts to understand what's going on and to try and stop it from awakening fully before it's too late. Before you go insane. You will most likely fail, but success isn't impossible. During the game, you will roll dice, draw cards from the deck, and read their associated events, pull blocks from the tumbling block tower, as they call it, place tokens on cards. I'm just using more dice, because that's what I have with me, and write about your experiences in character. Now, here are the content warnings. I did include them in MooBot, but just in case people miss it, this game includes themes of fear, isolation, suspense, despair, violence, ritualistic suicide, insanity, and death. Read and play and watch with caution, keeping in mind that you can take a break or stop completely at any time. Your mental health is important, and this is just a game. This game is designed to make success very difficult and very unlikely. It is meant to be challenging and harrowing and emotional. If that doesn't sound fun to you, that's absolutely fine. Remember that you can change, ignore, rewrite, or abandon any part of this game that you want. So anything that is graphic, I will get rid of, but I think that it should be okay. Okay, next page. So the setup. We have a standard deck of cards with the jokers removed, a 6-sided die. I have one with a little skull and crossbones, the 7 tokens, tumbling block tower, and something to write in a notebook or word processor. I figured notebook would be more fun. So that's to shuffle the deck of cards, set up the tumbling block tower, and roll 1d6. Ah, yes. Well, I won't switch over yet on the view. Yes, Rocket, my pug came in. He is now snoring away underneath my desk. Oops. I highlighted that. Go away. Okay, so I'm going to roll the d6. I rolled a 6, so this is going to go great. Pull away that many blocks without replacing them atop the tower. This removal represents your initial experiences of collapsing and waking up to a nightmare. Record your first journal entry using the following script or by writing a similar entry. I'll do that in a minute. All other journal entries should begin with day number to keep a recording of the game's progression. So I rolled a 6. I'll do this in a second. I just want to switch the view before I do that. Oop. Nope, not the cards. How to play. So the game is divided into days, and each day has 2 separate steps, the tasks and the journal. So step 1, the tasks, roll 1d6 and draw that number of cards from the deck, placing them face down without looking at them. Flip over your first card and consult the following pages, completing any task that the card tells you to do. Some cards may ask you to pull from the tower. Any blocks pulled in this way should be replaced on top of the tower, unless otherwise specified. Continue flipping over the drawn cards and completing their associated tasks in this way. Then discard all of the day's cards unless a card tells you otherwise. Step 2 is the journal. Take a moment to consider the dangers and difficulties of the day, keeping in mind what has happened and what you have learned. Then record your experiences in your journal, being sure to answer all of the questions presented in the card prompts for that day. And I will be reading aloud whatever I write. So it won't just be for me, obviously, since I'm streaming this. And then the game can end, yes, fur babies are lovely. I just saw the comment. The game can end in one of several ways. So failure is the most likely outcome of this game. Drawing kings represents the world turning against you in some way, some misfortune or obstacle that makes your challenge even harder. If you draw 3 kings, you fail. The last king you draw will tell you how. You may perish outright or suffer worse fates. The tower represents your fragile mental state. If the tower falls, your sanity collapses entirely. You will perish alongside everyone else as the being awakens. There are 2 ways to win. If you draw all 4 aces, you may choose to attempt to attack the being directly as it rises to the surface. You might succeed, but you might not. You won't know until you try, and if you fail, you won't get to try again. The second way to win is by uncovering and completing a counter ritual, by drawing the Ace of Hearts and completing the task that it specifies, by adding tokens to it over subsequent days. This is the part that I'm not sure about. I'm not quite sure what this means, and I'm assuming I'll find out later. And I'm not doing the shorter, easier game. The Ace of Hearts is not on the top. I decided to make it more difficult. Okay. So now I'm going to switch over my view. The camera transition. Not the prettiest view, but hey, it works. Let me see if I can scooch this back a little bit. Yeah, this makes better. Okay. So I rolled a 6, which means I need to take 6 blocks off of this and set them aside. We'll see. And I'm doing the tumbling block rolls of only one hand. So there's 1. I might change where I'm setting them, but we'll see. 2. 3. Oh, I like the camera because I can look and see the other side of the tower. Yes, Anya really did say let's play the game in hardcore mode. Of course I did. That's 3. Like, this is super hardcore mode. I started. Yes, this is true. They are not glued together with varnish. I will take that. The Dark Souls. I don't actually know what Dark Souls is. Feel free to tell me. I am not actually a video game player. Like, I've played Alice, Descent to Madness, the more recent of the 2. I've played that. That was really fun, although the fighting, it was creepy, and of course the ending, but no spoilers. I'm obviously not taking off the top, I was just fixing it. Okay, I need to do more. Aha. Okay. I'm not using this hand, I'm just switching hands because this side's easier. There we go. Okay. I've got my 6 blocks. They're off. I'm like super hard mode with this. Okay. Now, I have awoken. Let me see. Why did I minimize it? Oh, terrible. Okay. So I start by rolling a d6 and drawing that number of cards from the deck. 2. Okay, 1, 2. And I'm using my steampunk cards. They're fun. Okay, so I draw them and flip them over and find out what happens. So I have awakened. Okay, let's find out what happens. I have a 5 of spades. So each of the suits relates to a different thing, a different theme. So clubs are the ship. Spades are the passengers. Interesting. I'll see what the others are. Hearts are the crew. And diamonds are the being. Okay, so I'm going back up to passengers. Number 5. So I'll read the description they give. Spades represent your fellow passengers, all of whom won the same sweepstakes you did. Who were your fellow doomed souls? What dark secrets did they know to become entrapped in this snare? For that matter, what lies in the depth of your own mind, waiting to bubble to the surface? So Ace Queen King. Okay, I need to go down 1. 5. A passenger's valise contains a sheaf of photographs that appear to be of grisly murders. All the pictures are almost unbearably graphic. One of them is of someone you once knew. Pull from the tower. Okay. So I have to pull from the tower, but this time it goes on top. So I can maybe counterbalance it a little bit. Okay. It'd be hilarious if I just knocked it over right now. Oh, end of game. Okay, let's see. Based on where I've pulled... Oh, I'm just going to fix this one that I knocked out. In the middle. Now I'm going to put it over here. There we go. Okay. Oh, and I need to do the entry before that happens. I just remembered. Okay. So, day 1. I'm just gonna play as myself. My name is Anya. A week ago, I stepped onto the deck. I'm not going to write this. It's a whole thing. A week ago, I stepped onto the deck of the Ibonus. I'll write Ibonus. E-I-B-O-N-I-S. Ibonus. To sail across the Pacific Ocean. The other passengers and I had won passage unexpectedly. And for the past week, we enjoyed fine dining and luxurious accommodations. Last night, I fell ill after dinner and took to my bunk early. I awoke to find horrible things. Everyone else on the ship, passenger and crew alike, is dead. There are symbols painted in ink and blood on the walls, thick scents of horrible incense in the air. And all about, I feel some horrible presence, as if something long asleep is stirring nearby. I am trapped on board the ship, and the engines appear damaged. There's no real chance I will make it back. All I can do now is try to figure out what's happening here and see if I can find a way to stop it. Okay. So I'm just gonna mark that the bonus is the ship. I'm reversing this just to see yeah, that means nothing. Just curious. Okay, so now I'm on day 2, just so that I remember. So I have found creepy grisly photos of murders in a valise. I've pulled from the tower, and now I look at my second card. 3 crews, absolutely a trap. 6 of diamonds, and I believe that's the beast. Let's see what has happened. Yup, it's the being. Diamonds represent the eldritch thing that was summoned, the thing that is now slowly rising from the depths. Its influence is already upon the ship in every ominous noise and faint murmur just outside the boundaries of understanding. When you close your eyes, you feel your very soul quavering in terror. And I got the 6. So, through a porthole, you catch a glimpse of something moving. But when you run to the window, there's nothing but a ripple in the water below. And nothing happens. Interesting. Always pack your photos of grisly murder. Yeah, totally. Why wouldn't you? Okay, so these are the only 2 things that I had for today. So, let me write for a moment. I can't write and talk at the same time. I'll get to the end of this page and then I'll read it so far. So this is what I've written so far. Thank you. I searched for creepy music and I'm really happy. Day 2. Another day aboard this gruesome ship. I found Sir Erhardt's valise in his cabin. He was kind to me at dinner when I rushed away. But now I wonder. I found photos in there, grisly photos of murdered people. But that isn't the worst. I saw photos of Sarah in there. She went missing so many years ago, never to be seen again. I wonder, did he do this? No matter anymore. He's dead. Yep, Sarah is no more. I recognized her photos in Sir Erhardt's valise. I thought I saw something on the water. But when I rushed to the porthole, all I saw, oh god, I wrote saw backwards. Show me. All I saw was an expanse of nothing. Now I sleep. Ever restless. Okay, day 2 is done. Day 3. Okay, let's see What happens? 5. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I've got a queen of spades, so I'm back to the passengers again. Hopefully it's not der Erhard. Let's see. Bring back up. Spades, queen. You have looked and looked and looked, and you have been unable to find anyone else alive. Only you. But why? Why did you, alone out of all of the passengers, survive? Pull from the tower. You're totally fine. I'm sure that the delay is insane. Okay, I have to pull from the tower. I feel like pulling from the very bottom is a terrible idea. Nope, that one moved seamlessly. There we go. Okay. Whew. So, because this has 5, I'm going to go ahead and start writing it now because I feel like it's a little too difficult to remember everything. So, I've searched the ship for hours. Is this a little too loud now? Oh, and of course, as soon as I say that, it goes quieter. I searched the ship for hours. If I survived, maybe someone else did. But nothing. But no luck. There's no one but me. Why me? Okay, next one. 2 of Hearts. I believe that's the ship? No, it's the crew. Okay, 2 of Hearts down on my page. You find a shrine in the crew quarters with an effigy in the center of it, whose shape is an assault upon the senses. Interesting word choice. You cannot look upon it. Even being in the same room with this icon makes you shudder without knowing quite why. Pull from the tower. Okay. This one? Nope. This one. This is so stressful. There we go. Okay. So, it was find a shrine. Okay. I went to the crew quarters. In the hope that someone had holed up in there. But I found unimaginable horror instead. An effigy. I cannot bring myself to describe. So, an effigy I cannot bring myself to describe in this journal. I couldn't bear it. And sealed it behind me. Okay. Now. I've got the 10 of clubs. It is the ship. So 10 of clubs. Okay, I'll read the ship info. Clubs represent the ship, forsaken, decaying, horribly unsafe. You fear you'll need to traverse these creaking corridors to attempt repairs and gather what supplies you can. Okay. If it's forsaken, decaying, and horribly unsafe, why did they stay on this ship for a week? That sounds like a terrible decision. Okay. The scraps of food you have salvaged are beginning to rot in the damp sea air. What measures do you take to try to preserve them? Well, it depends on what time period this is. So let's see. The food on board has begun to go bad. I get the sense that this was always going to be a one-way trip. Or always meant to be a one-way trip. Oh, what would I do to fix that? I found salt in the kitchens to salt the meat to make it last longer. So while wine isn't ideal, at least it keeps my mouth wet. Although wine isn't ideal to keep my wits about me. And while it isn't ideal to keep my wits about me, it assuages my parched throat. I'll read your comment in a second. 1 second. My parched throat. Let's see. Random unrelated thought. When we're on stream together, I don't think I saw your natural curls. Oh, no. I had my hair up to kind of give it that Jane Austen look when we were on stream together. So yeah, you didn't. My hair's wet. I went to the gym this afternoon and then took a shower, so I let it air dry because otherwise it doesn't end well. Okay. So I have salted the meat to make it last longer, because I think that's how that works. Maybe? And then I am drinking wine to assuage my parched throat. The water isn't safe. And it is depleted. Okay, next card. Dude. I got one of the kings. So this is not good. The King of Diamonds. Oh, and that's the beast too, I think, right? Yep. Let's see what the King of the Beast cards is. Okay, it's not the longest one. You are so small. So small. You can feel the imminent presence of the being, and your mind reels at the weight of it. Though massive, the very fabric of reality bends at its approach. How do you try to hide yourself from something you cannot see but can sense everywhere? Do not discard this card. Put it to one side. Okay. That is not the third king drawn. Oh, that's it. Okay, I don't have to pull anything. I feel like I would have to pull from the tumbling block tower for that. Okay. So, I can sense its presence, the creature, the beast. It hungers for me, for power, to escape. Is it futile to even try? I think nice and simple works. And I got an ace. One good, one bad. If I remember, yeah, the aces are good. So it's an ace of clubs. So the ship. After a lot of scrounging all over the ship, you manage to get the engine started again. Now you at least have the illusion of escape with which to sustain yourself, and the ability to steer the ship may open other options as well. Do not discard this card, put it to one side. You must now draw 4 kings rather than 3 to be overwhelmed by your circumstances. Okay, that's cool. At least I got I got one terrible and one good. So let's see. It is not the 4th ace drawn. Okay, so it's the last card of the day. Okay, I managed to get the engine working again. I have never steered a ship before and certainly don't know what I'm doing, but it brings me hope where everything was once despair. I must rest now. Or I must conserve my strength. This is really fun. I hope you guys are enjoying this and enjoying what I'm writing. At the end of the stream, I'll read the entire journal because I feel like that'll be really fun. Okay. Let's hope for small numbers, maybe? 2. Okay. 1, 2. Another ace! An ace of hearts. Okay, I'm doing well. I've got 2 aces so far. I say this now and I'm just going to, like, be completely obliterated by the beast. Let's see if hearts. So, oh, and I'll read the description. I didn't read the description before of the crew to you all, so I'll do that now. Hearts represent the ship's crew, the cultists who all set this up before sacrificing themselves for some unknown purpose. Their secrets are likely still scattered around the ship, and if your mind can remain intact under the strain of the unholy knowledge, these secrets are likely the only way for you to undo the cult's work. Okay, so ace. You find the blackened, leather-bound tome the cultists used to enact this ritual. The knowledge contained within shakes your sanity, but it also might be your salvation. Pull from the tower. Oh no. Okay, first I'll write. So, what day am I? Day 4? Day 4. Among the wreckage of the crew's quarters, I found their charred, evil book. I don't understand everything written in there. But maybe I can find a way to reverse this. Maybe. Okay, and the Ace of Hearts is the special one, isn't it? Okay. Yes. From now on, roll your die once at the end of every day. This is distinct from the roll to determine how many cards you draw at the beginning of the day. If you roll a 6, add a token to this card. There's the explanation. If you reach 7 tokens, turn to the ritual section. Okay. So I will roll the d6, maybe. Nope, that's 2. No token for me. But hey, there's hope. We shall see. I may be able to do it. Okay. Oh, no, wait. That wasn't at the end of the day. I still have one more card. But I did the roll already. 10 of diamonds. See. Nope. Where are you? The being. 10. The ship's lights are beginning to fail. Every time you enter a patch of darkened hallway, you feel a sourceless shiver flow down your spine. Ugh. The lights are beginning to fail on the ship. I can sense it watching me. The more I look at this ship, I wonder, how did we think this was safe? How did we think that we all won this stupid cruise? I'm on day 5. Famous last words. Yes, sorry. Yeah, I found the ritual card. I keep glancing back and forth. I have too many windows and only one screen. Famous last words. How did we think this was safe? Those are some crafty cultists. They know people love a free anything. This is very true. Okay, let's see. Rolling the die. 5. 4, 5. Let's see what my first card is. How did I know? Oh no! King of Spades. I'm perfectly alright with keeping track of your silly commentary. I enjoy it. I enjoy chatting with you guys while I do this. Okay, let's see what untold horror happens to me next. I'm 2 for 2 kings and aces right now. I just want to point that out. So at least I'm like balanced. Spades, the passengers. Oh, buddy. Every person here had a reason to be here. Some connection to the cult, whether known or unknown, made them a worthy sacrifice. What was your reason? What was my reason? Yep. What was my reason? So the one dude had the brutally murdered people photos. So everyone is terrible? What's worse, parent cultist or partner cultist? Ooh. All I can think of is tame things. Like, well, tame. Things like robbing poor people? No. That doesn't seem like it's bad enough for this. I mean, it's bad, of course, but you know what I mean. What was my reason? I'm going to write a little bit, and then maybe it'll come to me. I would hate to be raised to be sacrificed to this Eldritch horror, for sure. Yeah. The more I scavenge through the other passengers' belongings, the more I realize we are all terrible people. There are murderers and rapists aboard this ship. Swindlers. And the worst sorts. How did we all fake it so well? How did these people find out about my brother and the well? I'll keep it vague. That was decades ago. No one knew I was involved. There we go. That shouldn't have made me laugh. Yeah, Timmy fell. I wasn't gonna name him Timmy. I'm just saying, my brother and the well. Okay, I'm going to leave it at that. So, let's see. I have 4 of spades. What happened to me now? So it's still the passengers. 4. This passenger was stabbed in the back. In their wallet is a badge and identification for a government agency you don't recognize. Huh. Perhaps one person didn't belong, an officer of some sort. He was stabbed from behind. Likely by the cultist, just a few steps away. Cultist. Crumpled on the ground, because I am a writer. I do not recognize the badge. Okay, next card. Pretty sure I'm gonna die, y'all. King of Clubs. Luckily, I have the Ace of Hearts, which means that I have to get all 4 kings to descend into madness and die. Okay, let's see what the King of Clubs yields. Where are you, King of Clubs? There. You find a large crack in the side of the ship, slowly oozing seawater into the hull. How do you attempt to patch it? I don't. I don't know. Because if you put things up against it, the water's just gonna force them in. Seal the door? I found a crack in the hull today, and seawater is rushing in. I did my best to seal the door shut behind me. Hopefully it is enough. I mean, what else can you do? Do I need to do anything else? No, I just put it off to the side. Okay. I'm so nervous. Okay, 9 of hearts. There's one member of the crew that you discover who doesn't have a scratch on them. Oh, you're certain they're dead, however. Completely certain. That's not ominous at all. I found one of the crew, her body unlike the rest so far. The others are all carved and bloody. While she looks pristine. I can't find her cause of death. But it unnerves me. But I'm sure she's dead. I'm sure. And now I draw from the tower. Nope. I'd love to do some middle ones. They're super stable in comparison. There we go. It's on the bottom, which does not bode well, however. At least it's more stable. Ah. Okay. We're good. Last card. Okay. It's so scary. So staying on the 10s. Okay. Okay. Unlike most of the crew members you find, this one was stabbed in the back. Do you believe they were killed by a vengeful passenger, or did their second thoughts betray them in the end? And I don't have to do anything with this one, so that's good. I'm just gonna keep this one vague. Another person stabbed in the back, this time a crew member. Did they have second thoughts? No one is around them. No one is around their corpse. To say otherwise. Or to help me understand. What happened. Okay. Give me a 6. 2 again. Okay, I don't get to put a coin down. Or a die. Well, let's find out how many cards I pull now. I am 2 aces away from being able to try to fight the beast, and I am 1 king away from dying. That, I literally just chucked it and it didn't, it literally just plopped down, so I'm gonna try that again. There we go. So the skull and crossbones is a 1. Okay, what day am I on? Day 6. Moment of truth. 9 of clubs. Okay. Let's see what I have. Nope. Wrong direction. Okay, 9 of clubs, down 1. The ship's water has a strange metallic taste that causes you to shudder with a deep instinctive revulsion. Somehow the taste makes you think of the countless stars of space and the deep empty void that lies between them. Pull from the tower. Well, I did say I was drinking wine. The water has gotten worse. And let me see what it says. The water has gotten worse. It makes me think of the countless stars of space. I'm just gonna pull it from the text. I've abandoned it completely. Take meager sips of wine. Okay, and I believe I pulled from the tower? Yes. Oh, buddy. It's gonna get to the point where I'm gonna have to take one from one side or the other. Not yet. Oops, sorry. 2 hands. Got it. Okay. So, that's that. Let's see if I roll a 6. Nope, it's a 4. So I am continuing to not put things on the Ace of Hearts, sadly. So let's find out how many cards I pull for day 7. It has been a week since everyone got murdered. People have got to start smelling pretty bad. Of course, now I roll a 6. I'm probably going to pull the last king. 4, 5, 6. Well, I'm dead. Or something. It's not the beast card. It's the king. Well, I'm dead. Let's find out what happened. The rest of the cards don't matter. The Jenga tower didn't fall, though. A few short days ago, the captain shook your hand and welcomed you onto his boat. Well, it's been 2 weeks. Now you find a log filled with mad scrawlings penned by the same hand that once gripped yours. What were his reasons for masterminding all of this? I mean, that's an appropriate one to find for my last card. Looks like the captain was behind it all. His logbook looks like it was scrawled by someone not right in their mind. Oh. It says it takes the worst of people to bring the worst being to life. All who were sacrificed to this mad scheme. The goal to end the world. I am dead. Let's see. If this is the final king you have drawn, no, you cannot and should not strive to stop this. How could you now that you understand fully? You will calmly face the end instead. Write one final journal entry. Interesting, so I agree. Okay. Let the world burn. I welcome this beast. To consume it all. There is no justice in the world, no freedom. Let the creature be unleashed. And clear the world anew. I think that'll be good. Okay, well, now that I am dead, let's get to... I did not get to attack. I did not make that fall. I did not get to do the ritual. And that is basically it? Yeah, it looks like that is it all. Write one final journal entry summarizing what happened. Did the being take your sanity? Did you give in to despair? Did your death have any meaning? I didn't get to attack it, or banish it, or save the world. Was the being even real? Regardless of your own fate, your journal will exist in some way. Will it be found by some lone survivor in a world ruined by the being? Recovered from a ghost ship, a second Mary Celeste? Bequeathed to a friend or colleague as an epitaph or a horrible memoir? The story is your own. What any of it meant or how real any of it was is likewise yours to determine for yourself. I hope that you have found it as darkly fascinating and compelling as I found the original source materials that inspired it, countless ghost stories on the seas, various horror films, and of course the writings of H.P. Lovecraft, specifically The Call of Cthulhu, from which this game draws fairly heavily. My hope was to create a game that evoked the same emotions as the best Lovecraft short stories, but without the pervasive and unavoidable racism that taints the experience of reading them today. Thank you, and remember, with strange eons, even death may die. I like the idea that each time you play this game, you get to keep a journal of your experience. Yeah, I really like that. So I'm gonna it's not terribly long. I made it 7 days, but let's see what I have. So, to start, I'll read day 1 again, because I didn't write that one down since it was so long. So, my name is Anya. A week ago, I stepped onto the deck of the Ibonus to sail across the Pacific Ocean. The other passengers and I had one passage unexpectedly, and for the past week, we enjoyed fine dining and luxurious accommodation. Last night, I fell ill after dinner and took to my bunk early. I awoke to find horrible things. Everyone else on the ship, passenger and crew alike, is dead. There are symbols painted in ink and blood on the walls, thick scents of horrible incense in the air. And all about, I feel some horrible presence, as if something long asleep is stirring nearby. I am trapped aboard the ship, and the engines appear damaged. There's no real chance I will make it back. All I can do now is try to figure out what's happening here, and if I can find a way to stop it. So, my day 2. Another day aboard this gruesome ship. I found Sir Erhardt's valise in his cabin. He was kind to me at dinner when I rushed away, but now I wonder. I found photos in there, grisly photos of murdered people. But that wasn't the worst. I saw photos of Sarah in there. She went missing so many years ago, never to be seen again. I wondered, did he do this? No matter anymore, he's dead. I thought I saw something on the water, but when I rushed to the porthole, all I saw was an expanse of nothing. Now I sleep, ever restless. Day 3. I searched the ship for hours. If I survived, maybe someone else did. But no luck. There's no one but me. Why me? I went to the crew quarters in the hopes that someone had holed up there, but I found an unimaginable horror instead, an effigy I cannot bring myself to describe in this journal. I couldn't bear it and sealed it behind me. The food on board has begun to go bad. I get the sense that this was always meant to be a one-way trip. I found salt in the kitchens to make the meat last longer, and although wine isn't ideal to keep my wits about me, it assuages my parched throat. The water isn't safe and is depleted. I can sense its presence, the creature, the beast. It hungers for me, the power to escape. Is it futile to even try? I managed to get the engine working again. I have never steered a ship before and certainly don't know what I'm doing, but it brings me hope where everything was once despair. I must rest now, for I must conserve my strength. Day 4. Among the wreckage of the crew quarters, I found their charred evil book. I don't understand everything written in it, but maybe I can find a way to reverse this. Maybe. The lights are beginning to fail. On the ship, I can sense it, watching me. The more I look at this ship, I wonder, how did we think this was safe? How did we all think we had one passage on this ridiculous excuse for a cruise? Day 5. The more I scavenged through the other passengers' belongings, the more I realized we were all terrible people. There are murderers and rapists aboard this ship, swindlers and the worst sorts. How did we all fake it so well? How did these people find out about my brother and the well? That was decades ago, and no one knew I was involved. Perhaps one person didn't belong, an officer of some sort. He was stabbed from behind, likely by the cultist crumpled on the ground just a few steps away. I do not recognize the bag. I found a crack in the hull today, and seawater rushing in. I did my best to seal the door shut behind me. Hopefully it is enough. No, my brother and the well. I'm being vague and I'm just like, brother drowned in the well, question mark? Yeah, both work. Both work. I found one of the crew, her body unlike the rest so far. The others are all carved and bloody, while she looks pristine. I can't find her cause of death, but it unnerves me. I'm sure she's dead. I'm sure. Another person stabbed in the back, this time a crew member. Did they have second thoughts? No one is around their corpse to help me understand what happened. Day 6. The water has gotten worse and makes me think of the countless stars in space. I've abandoned it completely and take meager sips of wine. Day 7. The captain was behind it all. His logbook looks like it was scrawled by someone not right in their mind. It says, what did I write? It said, oh, that's a T. Okay, I was like, it's an F. It says it takes the worst of people to bring the worst being to life. All who were sacrificed to this mad scheme, the goal to end the world. Let the world burn. I welcome this beast to consume it all. There is no justice in the world, no freedom. Let the creature be unleashed and clear the world anew. And that is the end of my journey in Ebb Tide. So thank you for joining me on this. This has been so much fun. Like, this is a game that you can easily replay because it's never going to be the same twice. So I really enjoyed that. So that was Ebb Tide. If you go to, let me do the command, Ebb Tide. So I have a link here that you can go to the Itch.io. I actually don't know anymore if it's just Itch or Itch.io, but I say Itch.io. You can go to Stephen Kohler's Itch.io page and download it. He has it available for free, or you can purchase it as well. And it's only a couple of dollars. It's not much. Absolutely worth it. This has been so much fun. It was my first time doing a solo RPG. I enjoyed it so much. I think, unless you guys want me to play Jenga until it falls over, I think that it's about done. I don't know, what do you guys think? Would you like to see this fall? Yeah, no, that's obviously gonna topple it. I'm actually generally really good at Jenga, so I don't think I'm gonna knock this over. So, okay, I will finish it there. Okay. Well, thank you all for joining. I had an absolute blast streaming this game for you all, and I hope that you have a lovely rest of your evening.